Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, Juju Watkins, Camila Cardozo, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink. These ladies and a number of others are more box office than multiple NBA franchises right now. What's good, hooligans? It's your boy TornadoMcRae back at it again with another video. It is Wednesday. It is time for some ESPN content. Y'all know how we get down, and right now March Madness is in full swing, baby. Last night, myself and the country witnessed perhaps one of the greatest Elite Eights in women's college basketball history. A huge shout out to all the ladies who played last night, including the stars, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Juju Watkins, Paige Bueckers. Y'all put on a show and a clinic, and it did not disappoint. With that in mind, bro, I gotta say, women's hoops right now is at an all-time high. It is at an all-time high. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this. When I look at the stars that we've had this season, you have Juju Watkins balling out as a freshman. You have Paige Bueckers coming back from a torn ACL. You got Angel Reese trying to repeat. You got Caitlin Clark, who has essentially become the face of college hoops this past season since last year, and so many others stepping up and showing out and being a pure hooper. I'm seeing talking. I'm seeing great storylines. I'm seeing great matchups on the court. I'm seeing 1v1s, 2v2s.
Bro, I love it.
Everybody is going at it, and this is the type of March Madness I love. And I'm gonna be truthful. I have been watching the women's games more than the men's games. I'm gonna be honest. I've paid attention to more storylines and more matchups in the women's bracket than the men's bracket, especially once my Tar Heels lost. I shouldn't have lost, but we're not gonna talk about that. The reason why I'm making this video is because it's got me thinking what's next for these ladies. And we all know, for the men's side, after you have a great March Madness or when your time's up in college, you're going to the NBA, trying to make your bread, trying to make your money. For these women, obviously, it's the WNBA, or is it? It's no secret that the WNBA, while hosting tremendous talent, has not nearly generated the revenue or the recognition that, in my opinion, it quite frankly deserves. In a sense, it has actually hurt the stars of this game. For example, a couple years ago, we were all talking about Sabrina Ionescu and how much she was putting in for the college game, how Kobe loved her game and was her mentor, and when she was going to the WNBA, how she would bring new life into the game. Now, let's be honest. Outside of the three-point contest she had with Steph, how many of y'all have watched Sabrina Ionescu play with the New York Liberty? I'll be honest with y'all. I've watched 7 games. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I've watched all of her games in her career. I've only watched 7. But I don't blame her for that. I blame the WNBA. And to me, the WNBA has several problems, which is hurting their stars, hurting their league, hurting their profit. If the owners want to hear me, if the league wants to hear me, as to why you're not as global of a league as you could be, or even as national of a league as you could be. And the issue becomes as though y'all don't want to address it. Y'all don't want to change. Y'all don't want to make the changes necessary to increase your profit and grow the sport the way it's supposed to be grown. It's as though that league is banking on the fans these women are able to capture in college to immediately translate over to the WNBA, and it's not the case. I'll go on a list and tell y'all the number of things that I think are an issue with the WNBA and why it's hurting the women's game as a whole. First things first, the lack of teams. Let's start there, bro. The WNBA only has 12 teams, as compared to their NBA counterparts that have 30. Y'all don't see an issue with that off rip? The WNBA should have the same number of teams as the NBA. In my personal opinion, you have to match that number in order to start generating that revenue. And I know people are gonna say, maybe the buy-in isn't there. It is, especially the way we've seen these ladies hooping. It is. You can either A, put a WNBA team in every city where there is a regular NBA team, i.e. the Los Angeles Sparks, Minnesota Lynx, New York Liberty, Indiana Fever. It's possible. Or you can put them in places that don't have a pro sports basketball team, but are known for having good fan bases, i.e. the Seattle Storm, Las Vegas Aces, the Connecticut Sun. You can put them in towns that are known sports cities, but don't have these teams, and it'll work. I'm pretty sure a Miami women's basketball team would kill. I'm pretty sure a St. Louis women's basketball team would kill. That's another market that generates more revenue. Not only that, it brings more talent into the league. It's already slim pickings for NBA players to make 30 teams. Then you have women who are just as good on the women's side, and they only have a chance to make it to one of 12.
Huh?
And they don't have a G League officiate. They don't have as many opportunities overseas as the other players. So a lot of these women, their dreams are squandered in college. That's it. They are not getting anywhere. They have a lot smaller chance of going pro. That's not right. They are busting their asses just as much as the dudes and deserve to have as many opportunities to go pro like the dudes. So I don't see the issue with making 30 WNBA teams. Second thing is your scheduling, dog. Play in the winter. Y'all need to play in the winter too. Basketball, both men and women, have been playing at the same time since grade school.
To this day.
I don't get why this is different for the pro. Boys basketball and girls basketball at elementary school, both played in the winter. Middle school, both played in the winter. High school, both played in the winter. College, both played in the winter. And don't tell me it's the programming, the TV ratings, the brand deals, because as y'all see, women's March Madness is honestly probably outdoing men's March Madness right now in terms of hype. And they're going on at the same time. Y'all want to put the WNBA season in the late summer. That is not basketball season, bro. Nobody's inside watching basketball. We're outside on family vacation. We're outside at baseball games. We're outside playing soccer, getting ready for football. Nobody's going inside to watch a WNBA game in the late summer. And then not only that, you are hurting your own league because you put it in the late summer due to the fact that every 4 years, like this year, you're going to have to pause your whole season for the Summer Olympics.
Bruh.
Make that make fucking sense. You are putting your league on pause for a bigger event and wondering why you're not generating enough revenue. Huh? I wonder. And taking what I said about having more teams, now I can see marquee matchups on Christmas Day of the women's game too. Give them that exposure. Show me A'ja Wilson going against Angel Reese on Christmas Day, along with Steph going against LeBron. Show me Caitlin Clark and Sabrina Ionescu right before I gotta watch Embiid and Jokic go at it. Show me Breanna Stewart and Camila Cardozo facing off right before I watch Luka and Devin Booker get at it, bro. It's perfect timing.
He ain't lying.
It makes sense. Cause let's be honest, bro. Caitlin Clark, Paige Bueckers, Angel Reese, Camila Cardozo, Juju Watkins, Cameron Brink, these ladies and a number of others are more box office than multiple NBA franchises right now. I would much rather watch any of them face off against each other than you try to show me Detroit versus Washington. I would much rather watch any of them face off than you try to force feed me the Spurs and the Magic. Granted, I get the Magic are doing good this year, but y'all understand that nobody's a Magic fan except Magic fans. Nobody's going to just tune into an Orlando game. The money is there. The marketing is there, bro. It can happen. And another thing that I know some of y'all might talk about with scheduling, like, oh, it's not going to work, especially because some of these teams, they use the same facilities. A, have the games early enough to where you can do a quick turnaround, because I've seen that happen easily. If we played the Los Angeles Sparks game at 3 and the Lakers game at 9, there's no way they could turn that court around with that staff they got. Come on now. Or the simpler solution, give the ladies their own stadium.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Why not? Give the ladies their own facilities. That's why I think building these teams in markets that don't have a pro NBA team could work even better. Because now you don't have to have that question of, oh, how are we going to split the facilities, X, Y, and Z. Just, they have their own facilities. It can work. The cities that have established teams, the big cities, especially the big markets like Atlanta, LA, Indiana, if y'all want to continue to do the switch of the courts, by all means, do it. But if not, just give the women their own facilities, their own practice facilities, their own locker rooms, because that was a big reason why, I want to say it was Candace Parker went to the Aces, because she wanted to experience that for the first time in her career. A legend like her never had her own locker room, dog. That's wild that a legend of her status never got that up until the end of her career. Make that make sense. Final point that I have to make, bro. Pay these women and treat them accordingly. How How is that such a hard thing? Here's a graphic of Caitlin Clark, right? Her potential earnings in the WNBA, $76,000, and as many of you might have heard, she got offered $5 million by Ice Cube to play only 10 games in the Big 3 league. Not only that, Caitlin Clark in NIL money this year has made $3.1 million with, I want to say, Gatorade and Nike. Angel Reese has made around $2 million with Amazon in NIL money. Why is it such a wild concept for these ladies to be paid similar to that? And what I mean is make their pay proportionate to what the league's generating in revenue in terms of percentage. Steph Curry is a $40 million salaried man, I want to say, in terms of the NBA. I'm not saying Candace Parker was on Steph Curry's level and should be a $40 million woman, but in terms of what she did for her franchises, she should be making the equivalent of that in the WNBA. Whatever the percentage of revenue that the WNBA generates should be going to these ladies. Their salaries per season shouldn't look like a manager at Enterprise. These ladies are hoopers. These ladies are ballers. NIL money, just like any advertiser, you're probably going to make more off the court and endorsements than you do on the court in terms of base pay. That's usually how that works. LeBron's made more off the court than on it. Same with Steph, same with Jordan, same with Kobe. It happens. But when you're at a point where everybody is telling you not to go to the pro version of the game you've been playing your whole life because you will make more in college, which for the most part is just a 4-year stint, 4 or 5, maybe 6-year stint, that's an issue on your league. Boo! When people are prolonging going to you because they know the money is significantly less. Ice Cube just started the Big 3 league a few years ago, and he's able to offer Caitlin Clark $5 million right now. How the does that happen? Staying in college should not be the better financial option than going to the pro version of the league I'm playing. Imagine if staying in college baseball was better than going to Major League Baseball. And you're a star, not a walk-on, not a no-name. You are a league star, and you won't make nearly the money or get nearly the exposure as you would in college.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked.
That's another thing that also goes into more teams and the scheduling. You hurt your revenue, WNBA, because you aren't giving them the exposure they deserve. Quite simply, if we're being honest. Last thing I want to say is these women are pros. Treat them as such. And what I mean by that is hotels, flights, travel, amenities, facilities. They should be getting these things too. How is it in college basketball? Even at my school, the ladies had their own locker room. Why is that such a wild concept in the WNBA? Why is travel such a hard thing in the WNBA? That's another thing I want to talk about. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a headline from a couple years ago. The WNBA fined the New York Liberty $500,000 for violating their CBA because the Liberty owner was chartering flights for them. You read that right, bro. The WNBA fined the owner of the Liberty because he was making sure his team was flying on chartered private flights rather than flying commercial. It goes further. Check this out. The league has a rule where all WNBA teams must fly commercial and must fly premium economy if the seats are available. I'm sorry, f***ing what? I am a pro. I am a professional at what I do. And you mean to tell me I am not allowed to fly on a chartered flight that my team owner says we deserve? What the f*** is going on here, bro? And what makes it worse, the league generally considered taking every draft pick they ever had, considered finding them $1 million, and even banning the team in total. Like just terminating the entire franchise because of this. How about all you owners, most of you actually own an NBA team or another professional team, so you're multimillionaires, multi-billionaires. How about you all buy private flights for your team and treat them like the pros that they are? Because they are great athletes and deserve that. They've earned that. The money they're generating for you will make up for it tenfold. This is fucking stupid. I say all that because over the last few years, I've seen in the basketball community an uptick in the demand for equal pay in terms of percentage for the WNBA. And a lot of guys say, oh, y'all aren't the NBA. Y'all don't deserve it. Do better at promoting your sport. Blase, blase, blase. And they're asking who's at fault for the reason that the WNBA isn't as powerful or as iconic as it could be. Honestly, I blame the owners and the league board. As much as y'all say y'all work hand in hand with the NBA, I don't think you do. As much support as you get from NBA players like Steph Curry, LeBron James, Draymond Green, Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, I don't think the WNBA board and the WNBA owners are actually trying to treat these women the way they should be treated. I don't see why the board doesn't work hand in hand with the NBA to, one, expand the WNBA to so many markets. On the NBA, I would have the WNBA expand to every market I questioned about joining. You want to see how a team will do in St. Louis? Put a WNBA team out there. You're curious about a team in Tennessee? Do that. Wyoming? Do that. I don't know. But at least you're making attempts to help grow the women's game. You're giving more women an opportunity to achieve their dreams and generate more revenue for the WNBA. And owners, y'all also got to do your part, bro. Treat these women better, put money into their facilities, put money into their treatment, put the resources around them as you would the men, because they deserve that. I don't understand why that's such a far-fetched idea. I'm giving you the blueprint. What you do with it is on you. But guys, I'm done rambling. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom because you know it helps my algorithm, and as your auntie's favorite neighbor, she's got to know when I'm putting out these videos. Next, let's continue on this road to 500 subscribers. Actually, big shout out to all of y'all. We have reached 300 subscribers now, so we're 200 away from the goal. I thank each and every one of you, boy. Y'all help me want to continue making this channel, making it grow. Let's get to 500, baby. Let's see what we can do. And lastly, comment below what y'all think the WNBA needs to do in order to expand and globalize their game even more than what I've said. You can agree with what I said, disagree. I really don't care. I just like the comments and like to engage with y'all. But with all that I've said, at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with 2 tats. Peace. Much love to all of you. I'm out.